Grammy Award winner Kathy Mattea grew up in Cross Lanes, West Virginia, and since the 1980s has topped the country and bluegrass charts as a singer-songwriter. Kathy now hosts and travels with Mountain Stage, and we're excited to be able to talk with her today. Kathy, great to see you.
Thank you. Nice to be with you.
Yeah, so we are collecting favorite holiday memories from some of our well-known West Virginians. What do you remember about Christmas time at your house?
Well, for my entire childhood, there was a tradition that my mom took over when my grandmother decided she was too old to do it anymore. So for years, they all went to Bancroft, where my mom was born, and they would have these family reunions, and then grandma got too old, so my mom took it over. So for my entire childhood, on Christmas Eve, all my family would just start arriving at my house with presents and food, and it was kind of crazy because we had this tiny little backyard. So my dad was like jockeying the cars. So he would pull them up the driveway and around the back of the house and start filling the yard with cars. And then when it was over, they'd just drive down the other side of the front yard and back to the street. So it was like everything went nuts for this one day. And it was the best. And I think there are like two highlights, I would say, from that. And it was snowing outside, and it was just a beautiful evening. And someone looked out the front window and saw Santa Claus walking down the street.
Oh, wow.
And we went crazy. But Santa was coming to see my friend Jennifer, who lived across the street. And Santa was her dad dressed up for her. And so he didn't come to our house, and we started going nuts. And my mother called over. She was like, "Dalton, I'm really sorry. You have to put the costume on again because these kids are going crazy. I have a house full of kids." So God bless him, he did, and he wore glasses, and so he put the sunglass clips on his glasses so he could see to walk around. And he was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, kids. I had to wear my sunglasses because Rudolph's nose was so bright this year." And we still have all the pictures of us from that year.
That's adorable. I would guess at your house there'd be lots of music around the holidays.
There would be this moment where my dad would say, "Get your guitar, honey. Get your guitar." and so yeah, there would be some playing and singing. But it wasn't, this family party was like the one time my whole all my aunts, uncles, and cousins got together, and you know, there was just so much visiting to be done.
I heard you on one of your Christmas tours when you were in Huntington at the Keith Albee years ago, and I loved your rendition of "Mary Did You Know."
Oh, thank you.
Perfect holiday song.
It's an amazing song, and living with that song for a long time has been a real gift for me. And you know, it's kind of the centerpiece of our Christmas show. I remember that show at the Keith Albee because those old theaters, they don't build them like that anymore.
Right.
And it feels like it goes off forever when you're standing on the stage, and you can feel all the history there. So we just did Mountain Stage in Huntington a couple weeks ago, and I found out the Keith Albee is under renovation. So I'm happy that they're saving that beautiful circle.
Yeah. As we wrap up here, any holiday messages for any fans and friends and extended family that are still back here in West Virginia?
Just know that I love you. And I have to, the one thing I guess I would say is, like, after all these years in Nashville, I moved here when I was 19. And I've spent my entire adult life here. But I tell people I don't really feel like a Nashvilleian. I feel like a West Virginian who happens to live in Nashville. So it's been a real blessing to get to come back so often to do Mountain Stage, and to kind of keep my finger on the pulse of the things that are going on.
Yeah. Well, we're all glad and happy when you do. Kathy, this has been really fun talking with you.
Thank you. I really enjoyed it. Thanks for having me, and Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays.
Yes, to you as well.